Hi, this video is on the Bebe and Cece Easter verses that they did. Much that I'm loud enough that y'all able to hear me. It's good that they didn't have the DJ battles. Leave that on the secular music. The gospel intro, it be all long and drapey. It was what it was. Kev on stage was the host. I forgot the name of the DJ that was hosting this event. I'm gonna get more into it. That could explain what could have happened and what they could have hired me for, for concept consultation. I do understand just because you pay me for concept consultation does not mean I do the athletic and marketing part of it. That does not mean to take credit from me for it neither. There is no song without words written in order and foundation. That Moonlight Resurrection thing that they was trying to do, just no, it wasn't coming together. They should have hired me for it. And I mean the concept part. I ain't gonna physically do what and what. I can draw out some blue plans, and especially how folks love to steal things from me, such as that American Idol contestant that keep the company of Bob Marley's daughter, and that girl from Fresh Prince. But let me get back on topic. Just giving you, you won't see my portfolio and my credits that keep getting stolen, along with some other stuff, the unsung concept, slogans. I'm a contributor to Puzzle Ride by S. Richardson. Link is below on previous videos, and this one, I saw how they was switching between the purple, the red, and the orange. They had that white part on the stage that was like behind BB and stuff like that. It was appearing as an open white casket. Did that appear to you all the same way? Oh, okay. So let me also tell y'all about Mary. So unless you like got an idea for flow on my level and stuff like that, you got to take notes while listen to this here to understand everything I'm saying, because I'm gonna be going in and out, and people that may know more, people that's new or have limited info. I'm not gonna. You got questions, you got to book a session. I no longer do free tutoring. I got plenty of other videos on this timeline. And no, it's not I waste my air to flourish and flounder somebody while I be flapping. And definitely with my son. What's going on with that matter? And the road, and would I have some sponsors that support me in no way back then, the tug of war. Let me get back on the Mary. So there are some videos that I do have on this timeline. Back then, it kind of leads to how I started doing the Lala Anthony videos, with the astro readings and forth like that, due to some comments I got that, like I said, channel is shadow banned. So y'all know what she named her book. Her book, if you go back to one of the videos, she did name the book based on what I said on the reality review. Um, I knew it when she did it, because of course I heard it when she first had, put her book out and stuff like that. Now, I'm not the person that respond to everything, which can get me, chaotically, misbalanced. It's kind of how the responses, yeah, but I also got a question, because she got that title for a book off of my video, Erica. She don't even put it on her timeline. But how many of her fans have reviewed on BookTube of her book? They just, they just want to hear the music, and some of those songs played up in the strip club. And many people gonna probably say, yeah, most of those songs played up in the strip club. They're all through the country, Milwaukee, Atlanta, and forth like that. Uh, that was a lovely solid color suit and shades that Erica also had on. The soprano sister with so much, she seemed very Scorpio. However, she do have other aqua placement, that, what you call it parallels to Scorpio. I love her multicolor flower top, and she had like a white bottom on. She had a white, like a white shirt behind a little jacket that she had, a blazer, whatever like that. She had on some nice pink high heel shoes. Y'all saw, she had all, she had to take her shoes off, later on in the show. She had her fingernails to match my feet. You can see that in the short, or the previous video that's on this channel also. Erica was really excited to do the verses, similar as Trina was on that show there. But after I just heard the Trina and Eve one, ooh, and I am like, yes to ever modesty. However, I saw and I observed that show was not interrupted at all. But I just, like I said, I didn't know about the Trina even had a verses until Kaya was talking about it. That's how I know about it. So let me give a, yeah, that's how I heard about it. So I ain't like I left Kaya out of it. So I don't really like. I have a limit on it listed, or maybe a little short period of time, but that's just too. I really like somebody. If you take a time, I'd rather somebody like Anita Baker if you're gonna sing something that's eros or explicit. Uh, Trying to think of some other singers. And I really would rather artists that sing about more than just explicit. Like it's something. It is. Ugh. Let me not say anything. They have to pay for consultation. Come with no question. Erica definitely was on her Aries. She do have Aries placements with Mercury and Aries. Y'all could have just saw that with the way that she was. But she did. She took her part. She came with us. Yeah, she took her part from usual. The first intro they had was a nice selection of songs for both sides. PTL they did not play that a limo Jesus. I just don't like, especially I didn't want to hear it regardless. The show was already with the interruptions, the background and foreground together, like sing along, Ronald McDonald song. It already was like country bumpkin, like they was in the back of Georgia, out in Florida or Alabama somewhere. This was on the West Coast. So of course it's too many what we must they had to be consolidated definitely for BB and CC, such as In Return, For Always, Alabaster Box, Night and Day. I think they sung the solo of In the Meantime. CC also, she has some other songs too that are featured on albums that she don't. I don't believe she's not intentionally speaking about it. It just she has the one for the Prince of Egypt soundtrack. Whitney Houston was on that soundtrack, not with CC, but she was on that soundtrack. That's a lovely song. That would have been wonderful to play that song. And what season would that song go into? I don't know what season that song would go into. BB had some songs with Deborah Cox And then he had that brick color LP that had Margaret Bell and the youngest sibling on there. Her name is Debbie, not the one that's on Greenleaf. The one that she got her own look now. And her and Nicole Ray kind of look more like they both earth signs, but kind of similar like Mary, like Nicole Ray and Mary are Taurus. Um, but they have good singers that they could have sung off of that album too. Um, Mary did mention their name up in there. The youngest siblings, which Pisces and Virgo. Um, y'all saw tonight, the earth signs and the Halloween. I don't know, like I say, speaking about from the other video, I don't even want to speak too long. I don't know what the earth sign, like he couldn't go, nobody was his personal assistant tell him, like, look, at least do earth, soil, especially with you being a Virgo and virtuous, September. Now I understand why, the Halloween child came out with sequins. She got that song called, the other song, I'm leaving that out, that goes with her outfit. She had called Blood Medley. That is also on the short. That's the Easter song also. Um, and also don't Mary kinda they reminded you of a pre Chloe and Halle, don't they? However, I feel that I'm gonna talk on that later. I'm gonna do another video on that because I plan on doing a video about Chloe and Halle. But yeah, when I do it, I'm gonna do a contrast to Mary. Now, if somebody else do it, you heard it on this channel, yeah, you better give me credit for it because if I come on your channel, somebody show it to me or whatever like that, I am going to say something, do something, and everything else. All this old just doing stuff all willy nilly and poppy floppy, y'all gotta stop that because I don't hear nothing about no group economics and we gotta all get along. Ugh. Um. And having people triple work and only get a nickel of their pay. Oh, y'all gotta stop that in the world. So the track they were seeing over the track, and they just know better than that. They know better than that. It just was, it just was crumbly, bumpkin. It was one of those things where everybody was just making the best of what they could of because of the names of the people, and because we know, what I'm saying, their hits. Like they have, like we know BB and CC have about 1,000 hits put together collectively, solo and themselves. We know that Mary has close to 100, so that the show could have still went on for another hour between those two. They really could get there and do the show 2 parts again over again and do the tracks correctly because everybody balanced and conservative grounded knows that live performances have raw tracks or background vocals. Do not have the sing along rap. Like, no. So they did better just to go they did better for the lights just to go out there and for them to get flashlights and with battery mics. That just would have been just a whole lot better for that to happen. Yeah, Cece is also reminding me of Abraham's wife, Sarah, when she got that news and stuff like that. Y'all remember that show, Superbook, that used to come on TVN? I don't know why Cece reminded me of something like that, but she could book a consult on that too. Halloween bread. And she was in and out, similar like Shaka was, even though we could tell it wasn't because, you know, you could tell she was sober, but she was like, yeah, yeah. She just was in and out. She kind of was like Shaka, but Shaka looked more drunk at hers. She looked like she was really drunk, for real. I want to be nice, but let me tell the truth. And then somebody said something on a video about Keisha Cole. But Keisha Cole a Halloween child too. Um, Cardi B, and and all they are different type of Halloween. Um, so in the meantime, after liking, commenting, and subscribing to this review, embrace or balance to read and review Puzzle Rise by S. Richardson. The link is on previous videos and below. Definitely share it, place it. I'm seeking sponsors that really, have audience and really promote along with the audience continuously. If you have like what you call sponsor ads, like for different events or plays or so forth like that. So I'm willing to buy in those type of books, provided it's not Rick Raffin. So the first thing I hear, or I'm seeing that you're playing game with leaving, like, you pay people and then they want to leave you out, and oh, I forgot, even though you paid them, you had a receipt, and they doing stuff for you, take them to court. Don't play that, and I'm going to have that conversation up front. And if you're not guilty, you ain't here for ongoing common, it shouldn't be an issue. BB had these pre-Halloween farts and comments as he got out of shell or playpen watch, or he must have, I don't know, his planets must be intercepting too much with Will Smith and T.I. Halloween lap book a session. That's what I gotta say to him. Because even with all my problems, like I say, folks still like to steal from me, take concept, and still, it benefits them more than it benefit me. That's why I got to get paid. Because, he was past his 6 p.m. EST or CST bedtime. Because y'all know he talk about how you go to bed at 6 o'clock. So that was one day he wasn't doing it down on the West Coast. So I guess he was preparing and exercising and preparing himself out. Whew. Larry Reed from Light, he hadn't been coming through the feeds. I don't know what's the update on him. I hadn't been looking, but usually he come up in the feed. I I don't think I'm subscribed. But stuff that I ain't even subscribed to still be in the feed. But I'm gonna talk to y'all about that girl Stephanie P. Smith in another video. Y'all stay tuned about that. And of course I'm gonna say balance saints. Comedy is a limit on an MJB tip. Y'all know Capricorn MJB tip. It's a limit. Look, after this, the pre-Halloween force of the stuff between Will Smith, T.I., and BB, what they got in common. Look, y'all just look, y'all. Comedy ain't gonna be for you, T.I. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. I did get a revelation about T.I. thing. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. I got other things to attend to. I'm sure y'all can figure it out on your own without me having to say too much about why he doing comedy. BB just was doing it for extra because him and CC. That's like the only time he could get bread and butter. Like the time, like when he was sick, and they were talking about he was fatalistic or chronic sick, whatever like that. He was getting upset and hyper excited about it and stuff like that. And he's talking about money, and he a big time producer and can write. People ain't paid him his money. And then they gotta help out that Pisces nephew there up in the it's what you call it. He got like a few more years. Have it been 10 years? I don't know, but you usually have to. But it's usually what 70% of your time you gotta serve. So I don't know if he's coming up for parole or what. Uh, I may speak about that on another time. They ain't speaking about it, so. And they really didn't need no help from on the songs from Joy and Juan coming up there for a minute. They ain't need them. They already had it. They just the thing is they should have just got there and eliminated the track period when they didn't have no raw track and it was like sing along old Ronald McDonald and stuff like that. They just should have got there. The lights just should have automatically just at least went out. Even if the cameras like a number the camera juice that battery just would have worked for that. That's a time when they like I'm telling you battery mic And the light just should have went out because no. Um, and I'm asking, and somebody else agreed with me when I posted on their video also that also did a review about this Verzuz. Like, why didn't they use traditional analog prompts? Like, how much time did they have? I just heard about the announcement because, like I said, I've been very uh, well occupied about my son and other competing priorities. And, it's when I take a time out that I even know about this stuff here and continuously to give you all updates. And of course, the best way you can support is not coming with referrals that you don't personally know. However, is sharing and personally contacting the information that is listed on these videos and letting them know how much you are a supporter. You don't even have to give your name, but just let them know how much you are a supporter. And I definitely will be posting more information about my son. So getting back to the topic of the Verzuz, did y'all how much notice? Yeah, so how much time did they have to prepare upon securing a date? Now I just got information on I seen in the comment section of a review they were saying that she had just did 2 shows live at Joe Osteen. I mean, definitely what you have to understand, that's a lot of weight on her digestive and respiratory system, and of course the soul. To actually, energy she has to put out her best performance. Depending on, well, they ain't got a limited budget, so she can have her track, and you don't know how many, people. They're gonna automatically want her to sing a whole bunch of services. Then, especially with her taking on preacher, they're gonna about basically like, oh, give me a break. Could we kind of like give her a little bonus and kind of sneak her, just occupying the service. So people just be satisfied she just sing. And really, I'm just like, after hearing some of the shows, I'm just like, sing and give time, give paragraphs and just sing. That's what I'm really on. So, the first interruption happened right after the Count on Me song, which is a song that is lead of J Records, Arista, Clive, and Babyface. Now I don't want to believe that they got there and strike it down. I don't believe they was that bored on a Sunday or guys. So I really would be suspect that one of their reps, or let's use the word quotation fan, strike the service. And when I said fan, it's got to be somebody that's in power. So one of those type of fan in parentheses that strike the service or channel, because someone was saying they was directly watching it directly on Verzuz, which I believe you have to pay for. Now they have to get license permission, and both sides own their master, or they have lead rights and power access. Let's say that they have weight. If they were being denied and the fans knew about it, trust me, they would be able to get their masters access all these years. So, and so it shouldn't have definitely been. I don't know what could have been any conflict. And like I said, one of the reps, someone that has rep access of Clive Davis or Babyface, had to strike the channel. Someone that, like I said, it was on the actual Verzuz. It also happened on YouTube, and it happened on other platforms also. Um, Mary re-song yesterday. I already told y'all I'm not into that song about Lil Mo Jesus. It just sounds too Alabama. I'm not liking everything. Okay, that I gotta have measure. That just don't work out for me not to have measuring boundaries. Pretty much like Aquarius, or order and nurture. It's just a nacky song. Ooh, so good they did not sing that, because I probably would have skipped through it. They went about 2 hours without any break, and it was pretty much similar or running parallels with the Common Church or the Kojic like midnight musicals. Who are the sponsors of this and other ones too? Like, who are the sponsors of this event here? Cause I'm sure they was able. They sold out tickets. They was able to get sponsors. I'm available for sponsorship, but don't come to me. Folks love to get there. I'm telling you. And then folks say, "Oh, well, you like the, I'm going to have an attitude if you take my money." And then get mad because I question you because you didn't place the ad or you didn't put it for the agreed amount of time and let me know up front. You could do written stuff with folks. Folks do stuff intentionally for you to have to take them to court, and it's like I dare you kind of thing. And like I said, folks are sneaky. So I'm definitely make sure that you're genuinely honest. And if you are any of that Ifa, Ogon, Giselle, Gwen, put all these other demonic and chaotic fall down, these old cults, I'm calling them out, yep, on this video. Definitely stay far away. Stay far away from me and mine. And much those of you that are around my kidnap side, that you all fall and wither. Wither. You like, yeah, it should have happened to y'all before I met y'all. This is something no one could tell me to have a pain, a Capricorn. Like, oh no, this ain't nothing to make you strong. When I try to being kidnapped, stay there until it happened to you and yours. Getting back to the speaking about sponsorship and the verses. I didn't hear what was the stat numbers. Usually, like we heard about Monica and Brandy. Nah. What were the stat numbers for this show? I haven't seen too many reviews. I don't know if it's being shadow banned, especially with the interruption. That'll be very hating to do such like that. Oh, this thing is going to 30 minutes. And really, at this moment, you really can't figure out if the Motor City or Nashville would have been a better place to do this at. It was real packed. And it was at Eric Campbell's husband, like the new church, and it was at first. So she was really excited about it. You could tell. She just was excited just to even be. Oh, this is Verzuz. I'm excited to be in it. And I really do believe she was fasting and getting support to prepare heavily for this, and I mean really heavily, especially after that video I did years ago, about me saying about her pretty, even though we know that the detail, you know like I said, you kind of compare this to a Hailey and a pre-Hailey and Chloe. That's what you could compare this here to. However, Chloe kind of getting stretched out the way, Giselle stretched out the way. um I'm gonna do a video on them eventually. It's just a lot to speak about. So they did give us a bit to speak and observe, and it's a checklist that has been done. Uh, concert. They have done concerts before. I am fully aware of that, but this is just the updated because then it's crossing over another generation from the previous time. Mary and Bebe and Cece went touring on they went touring on tour before, concert tours. So it's definitely been a while. However, this is, like I said, it's a new generation that's seeing them that most likely were toddlers and babies or elementary school that, seeing them last time. They had Stevie Wonder in the audience. They had they said Tabitha Brown. I'm vaguely aware of who she is. Um, they had Dondra, who BB had sing on the Hold Up the Light song that Whitney also did. Dondra is from the Whitney musicals. That's what BB spoke of. And let me go back and correct the statement about when the first interruption happened. The first interruption that happened, and it was on the Thriller or Triller, something like that. It's something in that arrangement or variation. It happened right after the song, whatever song Mary did right after Count on Me. It cut off right during Mary's song. So was it yesterday they sung after Count on Me? I believe so. Oh, they did also sing If Anything Ever Happened to Me. They sung that song. I love that song. And I like Tina's Destiny, and that's gonna be definitely my motivation song for the next 44 or 46 days. Destiny. In return of my son Jaguar that has been illegally held for over a year with Massachusetts. When I went to go get the court documents that weekend, my vehicle was attacked. I have reported across the nation, been to various news stations. And when I tell someone about certain news stations, I don't need you to tell me, oh, they only want a celebrity, because they do all kind of unpopular cases also. And I'm just giving an example out of, what I'm saying, especially since most people don't know the smaller ones, and I don't have to tell everyone every little thing I go. If they said no, I have been to them. I have been, and then also with me being a journalist, I don't need nobody telling me, oh, well, you get your own story on what you call them. Yeah, I didn't got so many other people's stories. How what I'm saying? I was one of the support um of how Trayvon Martin got his story on. Even though, yeah, I reached out to Trayvon Martin family. I tagged all these people here on Twitter, which those Twitter pages got that I had access to. They got deleted. I have reached out to a fraction of these folks here on uh, Instagram. And Kim Kardashian got there and got involved in assisting the case of a thief, the American Idol contestant Saisha, that stole concepts. All her concepts were stolen from me. Even go to the last post that is on her page. That quote is taken from a picture that I did with a tiger and a jaguar in it, and it was a quote that was above it. And if you look at it, and she used a drum theme that came off uh, from my profile picture that was on Eradicate on the page for my child Eradicate Deep Punk. I created that profile theme. Took the words that was on there to of course, sassy, manipulative, put it for her, bringing nothing, nobody, when someone tell you up front that we either do it together or all of us, that's not somebody, and especially when they tell you along with giving you the concept at the same time. Nobody gives you that. It was nothing that was genuine. You was genuinely let known when the concept was given to you to do it together or all of us. Of course, I have a long story to say, and it's like as though everyone's giving to the folks that before their children got taken, they wasn't, they was lollipopping. They don't give a care about anything, and they go right back to the same thing once they get their children back. But my tune, it ain't even my tune. That Kanye tune, you still got 18 more years. You don't know what could happen if they make it that long. And it's so many folks, and it's so many, like I said, they're able to get the donations, they're able to get the media, even with their story not making any sense. Even with me stating that I went to apply, I was referred by the welfare office to go to the hospital to get shelter because I had just been fighting for my housing. They talking about, I'm gonna talk about that in another video. They talking about if you see something, say something. What's the sense of seeing something, you say something, and people see my channel, and ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? The lights ain't rolling on here. Ain't nobody doing nothing about even all the evidence I have of everything. And my child being illegally held for over a year that is of tender age and deaf. It doesn't matter if the child deaf or not. No child should be kept away from a very nurturing, caring, firm mother that tends to them. But my child being well scholastic, even though my child was deaf, My child was well scholastic. It was nothing about no health or no weight, anything like that. First of all, you go to a pediatrician about that, or unless a child have diarrhea or has been injured or something like that. Like I said, y'all stay tuned, and I appreciate all those of you, even though it's not large enough in numbers. There are people that have been, homicide has occurred with them or inconclusive incidents, along with uh, some are missing, some have been threatened of their lives, but uh, they've been threatened of their lives, along with those that have became severely ill. So definitely, this is about my son and those that advocate for us and everything I have did before this happened to me, with having the underground radio show. Um, like I said, this is totally ridiculous. I didn't mean to make this here too long, and I wish I knew how to edit and break it down to parts. But I know everything that I'm speaking about is note taking and work you all be going beyond just put on your altars. You all are, like I said, I see you all giving big numbers. You all share. If you know what I'm saying, you praying is not enough if you're not sharing of my child. Very much what you do of the celebrity, especially these. Once they get their children back, they're not gonna come back when it happened to your child. And I even had a sponsor even tell me, well, you don't think that some of the people that you were helping, that they may be a part of you getting their karma, especially for the fact that they're not there for you, and even some of the malice and treacherous that they do you, even aware of your situation, continuously come back and expecting more from me with an empty cup. Some kind of way they see something in the pantry, it's like an empty cup in a pantry, and they're seeing something that you're not able to pick. These trans rodents, trans swine, the bodies of Sodom and Gomorrah. Those folks are not worth getting hanged or nailed for any TTYL. They will laugh and scorn you for sure.